It's way past time I dispense some indiscriminate justice!
G'day ladies and gentlemen, Duckville here. We're going to have a rep from the Korean ladder. This is going to be between two players here. Obviously we have our Protoss over here on the left upper side, upper left, I don't know, it depends how you want to take it. You can take it upper left, you can take it left upper, I don't know, but he's a Protoss and he's over here and he's in red. This is Kenshin, and his opponent over here on the right hand side will be our blue Terran named LGKangwook. I have no idea who these guys are, but perhaps someone can fill me in. A little bit of Craig David, fill me in if you do know who these particular players are, because I'm not actually sure. I didn't actually spend the time to have a quick look at as if they were any good players, but we'll find out later on. I have done a quick look at the initial parts of this game, and it does look fun-filled. Make sure you have a hard hat on, because this is going to be raining awesomeness, and we'll see what happens here. Do keep in mind that this is obviously post patch 1.33, so various things such as Archons will come into effect, perhaps if we do see those from Kenshin, and perhaps some interesting strategies will come out of our Terran player here. We do have a Rax going down, so there's going to be nothing fancy for the moment. We do see that a probe is going to come in here from Kenshin. He's going to hack away at that SCV, trying to take some hits off that, doing a little bit of probe harassment here, pulling away when the shields are all down, and he's going to let those regenerate, of course. Once you run away, it does take the probe out of combat and lets them regenerate shields, and that means that you can head back in and harass. And as we've seen many a time from especially Huck in the GSL, we've seen him harass away with probes, and he's done a fantastic job of that. In fact, Kenshin doing a good job right here, right now, doing a good job once again pulling away when his shields were quite low, taking off some health of those SCVs. But meanwhile, Kangwook just doing a good job of keeping things neat and tidy for the moment. But we do see over here that Kenshin has got a gateway up. He's getting that done. He does not have a second gas just yet. Of course, you do expect the second gas to come up just after the cybernetics core has been started, and we do see that go down now. So we'll see if Kenshin is going to be doing something perhaps along the lines of a normal sort of build, or perhaps if he's going to take the early expansion. Of course, this is Scrap Station, where you do see a lot of early expansion sort of builds from pretty much every race, in fact, especially Zerg, of course. Perhaps get up there to block that barracks. No, he doesn't. Just misses out on getting that done. But what he did see, if we have a quick look with the vision there, is actually that he did find that there were two refineries going up for Kangwook. So what we'll expect here, as a Protoss player, you're probably thinking, what do you expect when you do see those two refineries? And that generally leads to tech, of course. A Terran needs a lot of gas to make sure he can get a Banshee out, a Raven perhaps if he's going to be very daring, or perhaps Banshees with Cloak, or even perhaps a Thor drop if you're getting very, very technical and very old school, I suppose. We haven't seen that very much from pretty much since the beta. But that is one thing you do have to be very wary of, and in fact, given that Terran is going for both those gas, one thing you should really do is grab an early robotics bay, because you do need a robotics facility, because you do need the robotics up to make sure that you can get the observer out to make sure you have a defense against Cloak Banshees, because that's pretty much a very generic sort of common sort of way to play this map in particular. In fact, given that there is this very close air positions, as we can see there, you can just fly straight over, and in fact from the GSL, as we've seen Jinro do a number of times, he can cause a lot of pain if you send in some Banshees. But now, as we see here, we've got an early Nexus from Kenshin. He's going to get this one down after one gate, so this is obviously a one gate expand build from Kenshin, very popular on this map, as I mentioned, given that you do have that very close expansion. So whoa, hello, we actually have two Ghost Academies here from Kangwook, so he's going to be getting something funky pumped out in just a minute. We've got one Marauder coming out for the moment. This will probably be for defense, I would assume, along with these few Marines that'll be used to lock out this main base. But meanwhile, over here at the other side, Kangwook has actually landed this factory. Yeah, that was in a visible position there, so he's probably not going to use that for any Hellions or anything. As we can see, it's now flying across to make sure it can spot whatever it can. And now, as we see, it's just going to spot what is happening here, drawing out that sentry from its normal position, which probably would have been down here to protect both the main and the natural expansion, which probably really puts Kenshin off just a little bit. But over here at the main, we do see a ghost is coming along here. The cloak for the ghost, in fact, is almost done. A nuke is coming through here from Kangwook, so this is going to be very, very interesting quite shortly here from Kangwook. He's going to probably put out a couple of ghosts and try and nuke down his opponent. Not the most common strategy you'd see against a one-gate expand, but we'll see if it works. Obviously, with only a few units out for the moment, he's got one sentry, a couple of stalkers, and perhaps a couple more units by the time the ghost actually gets here. But we'll see what happens. It looks as if a miniature push is coming along here. There's a little, I'm not sure if this is more of a timing attack or perhaps a cover against for the ghost here, because once this ghost gets into position, there will be obviously some cloaking, and then it will just run through the base there. Obviously, there we go. The Marine Marauder is attempting to just harass that Stalker sentry combo there. They probably won't be able to take it out, given that there is a void ray here now, of course, as well. But keep an eye on that ghost. We do see that the attack has been deflected, but meanwhile, the ghost putting down a nuke over here. He's going to put this one down. We do see from Kenshin's vision that the nuke red dot is quite visible there. We'll see if he's going to let that one land, but he does get the probes out just in time. Actually catches a couple of the probes there. Two of the probes go down. The ghost, meanwhile, is still inside. Where is it? It's actually, there it is. It's actually over here. Just going to hang off to the side. It's going to run out of energy in just a moment, but that guy will be able to regenerate. Check this guy out. He's just chilling, putting his gun on his back. He's not too afraid of anything. But speaking of afraid, look at what Kenshin's had to do. He's had to rebuild this pylon. Probably may need to put another one down over here as well to make sure that that cybernetics core is powered, although I suppose given that it's now built, it's not going to be too much of a consequence if you don't have that around. But a ghost is now moving through here from Kangwook. He's going to push inside the natural expansion. There is no detection out for the moment, of course. This is a very, very vulnerable part. In fact, there you go. There is an observer out. Observer can actually see this ghost. I think he may suspect that it's in a different position, but there is a secondary ghost over at the main expansion, which is taking out other probes. Meanwhile, a nuke, bam! And that is a huge victory there for Kangwook. The ghost, meanwhile, just heading up to the high ground to make sure it's safe from any sorts of attack. This is the other ghost across in the main expansion. It's going to go down. The observer spotting that quite easily, but that was an absolutely huge strike there for Kangwook. He's going to be able to pull ahead quite far in the workers lead. Of course, we do see on the tug of war there that given that this expansion actually has nothing at it at the moment, we do have Kangwook in front by 25 workers killed, so he is in a fantastic position, and he is not done yet. Check this out. He's going to come over across to the main again, just moving inside here, putting down the red dot of doom right on top of this Protoss base. Hasn't actually seen it just yet. May in fact catch a couple of the probes on their retreat. No, they're going to get away just in time, but the ghost again is going to be in a fantastic position to take out some of these probes if need be. But what he's going to actually do is run across to the side. He's running out of energy. Might want to pull that guy back, but he's going to die. Takes a couple of shots from those various units there, but another nuke coming down here from Kangwook is definitely not done. Puts another one down, but a Phoenix comes across, the least likely of saviors, I suppose you could say. A Phoenix comes across, pulls up a graviton beam on top of that ghost, and pulls him out of the battle, and the nuke obviously gets cancelled. But another ghost is now coming through. Before this guy puts down some nukes, let's see what Kangwook is up to on his side of the map. He's obviously sitting here quite nice and calmly with 36 workers up on the 32 of Kenshin. Has this natural expansion up and running. Meanwhile, the main is actually starting to run a little bit short here. He may need to expand another base in just a moment to see if he can keep up in the economy. Meanwhile, the assimilators, both of these assimilators actually have no probes in them from Kenshin. Obviously a bit frazzled by this nuclear attack from Kangwook. He's going to have to contend with another nuke. There it is. There is another nuke. I think that's like nuke number 5 or 6 from Kangwook. He's done a fantastic job of utilizing these ghosts as best as he can, but he is going to be able to, there it is, he pulls up the ghost with the graviton beam, only has 4 health, takes 1 shot, dies in the air. I'm not sure if that's actually very fun, because once you're dead, your body will fall to the ground. But I think that may actually be the end of the nuclear shenanigans here from Kangwook, given that he's obviously pretty much gone through his limit of nukes, I would presume. We'll see if he is actually able to pull a couple more out, of course. There are some cannons, one cannon over here. There are a lot of observers out to make sure that he can spot what is going on. A probe coming over to the Xel'Naga watchtower trying to take out the Marine, but probably has no luck with that at all. Looks as if Kenshin may attempt to do some sort of attack here. He's going to try and push through the middle of the map, make sure he can deny that Marine from spotting with the Xel'Naga watchtower. Takes that down, and we probably will see an attack. Two ghosts actually just running down here with their little, what do they got? Their Gauss rifles, I think they are. They're canister rifles, that's the one. And they're going to just run past these forces here. They probably actually spotted that and will give a bit of time for Kangwook to get into position. He's got a nice little Marine Marauder force here with a couple of ghosts mixed in. They do have a lot of energy, so some EMPs could go down. In fact, EMPs not used at all by Kangwook, putting down some Cloak instead. Takes out a lot of the units there, but Kenshin will have something to say about that. He's taken out some of those units, but there is just not enough here. The Marauders will definitely take care of those Stalkers, tearing them up, and that actually gives Kangwook a little bit of safety for the moment. But meanwhile, his Ghost having no luck getting inside the front door. There was one of those little things from Star Wars Return of the Jedi, that little eyeball that pops out of the door and says, "You're not coming in." But as well, the Colossus actually sitting there as well, putting out laser beams from War of the Worlds and just smashing down those two ghosts that attempted to get through the front door. So now we'll see what Kenshin is up to. In fact, he's going to take this third base here. Very daring from Kenshin, I would think, given that he's sort of in a position where he's a bit, just sort of a little bit on the back foot as to what his opponent's going to do. He does have extended double lance on the way. We do have a couple of Colossus out on the map, along with a Phoenix on the way as well. Only a few gateways for the moment, but he is going to put down a couple more over here. We'll be up to 5 gateways in total. His +1 to weapons, I think, is done. No, he's actually going for armor first, but that will definitely give him an advantage against the Marines that Kangwook actually has in a very high number. As you can see here, the Marines in total are actually up to around about 12 Marines, 14 Marines, in fact, 4 Marauders, and a couple of nukes just sitting in the silos. Hello, have a look at that. We actually have Kangwook here with a total of 5 Ghost Academies just sitting out here. He's going to be able to put some more nukes down, and in fact, speaking of devastating attacks, we do see a double medevac drop here from Kangwook. He's going to get these Marine Marauders inside here. They do have stim +1 weapons, so they're going to do a lot of damage. They have taken out a few of those probes there. Meanwhile, just down at the other side of the map, Kenshin has decided it's his turn to counter-attack. He's trying to put some pressure back on the Terran, and if he can, he will put some damage through here on the production facility. Defensive nukes going down. This could be very interesting. If these Colossus sit in this spot for any longer, they're going to be in a world of pain, and the nuke is actually going to land, taking out the shields of one Colossus, taking half the shields of the other, and the other nuke, huge secondary nuke there by Kangwook. Beautiful attack there, taking out that whole attack, apart from one lonely Phoenix sitting there on 11 health. That guy cannot be happy. Saw his brothers fall in that fight, and Kangwook has actually essentially removed this whole main base here from Kenshin. Kenshin obviously has the advantage of the third base there. He's going to try and take out whatever tech he can. Is taking out pylons all over the place. That is not going to be good for Kenshin if he wants to warp in some reinforcements. Trying to get some gateways up before he loses too many of them. The cybernetics core is actually down, so there is actually going to be no chance of warping in any stalkers, which would definitely help against these Marauders, of course, and the medevacs that are in the skies. But Kenshin is in a bit of trouble at the moment, given that he has lost that main base. He's going to have to contend with the fact that he's going to have not too much to warp in just for the moment. This attack is actually still going, and another drop is coming through from Kangwook. He is not done. This guy loves his harass. Is doing all sorts of things with Ghosts and all these other units here. In fact, pulling down these Marine Marauder combo just to come down and try and attack into this base here. The cybernetics core, the secondary cybernetics core, is probably going to go down, I would think. You would really want to target that to make sure he gets that out of play. And another nuke is going to go down. Where is that one? In fact, that is going to be on top of the cannons, but that is actually denied beautifully there by Kenshin, pulling in those extra Phoenix that he did have out, and he's going to have to evacuate these probes. This is like watching the Blob, the old movie version where the people are just running from all the trouble that is coming in. But another nuke from the high ground here from Kangwook. He's got this Ghost in a beautiful position, going to drop it down. That nuke actually may hit the Ghost though. puts a scan down, takes out the Ghost, takes out a couple of those cannons though. So that actually gives Kangwook a little bit of leverage to actually move through the middle of the base here, but some DTs have been warped in. He's going to lose a lot of these forces unless he puts down a scan. He may have to be scanning quite quickly there, but this other attack coming through now. DT's cleaning up the rest of this hit here at the third base, but that is going to be the end of that for the moment. But DTs are still ravaging through the rest of Kangwook's forces that he has on the map. In fact, check this, that factory from the original part of the game that landed on one side has now landed on the other side of Kenshin's base and is now putting down a tank as well. No, do we have siege mode? Not yet. But he's going to be putting a tank out from that position, and in fact a couple more nukes are going to be built here for Kangwook. He's rebuilding his forces. Obviously he needs a few more racks given that he is now on the 2 base and attempting to get the 3rd base up and running, pumping out a few more ghosts to make sure he has enough to put down the nukes when they are needed, and getting another command center as well as a supply drop there. But another command center, I would assume this is going to head over to this island expansion and put Kangwook in an absolutely fantastic position here with this 3rd base on the way as well. But what's Kenshin going to do? Well, you obviously got to look at it from his perspective. He's in a very, very tough situation here. He's got this 3rd cybernetics core over here. Cybernetics attempt 3.0 coming along here from Kenshin. He's trying to get this gold base up and running, but this is now being spotted by Kangwook, and he's going to send a few Marine Marauders over here. They're going to try and take out as many probes as they can. I would assume a nuke, in fact, going down from the high ground, so Kangwook is going to be quite safe there with that Ghost for the moment. That is probably going to take out that. Might want to move this Marine Marauder combo away so that he doesn't have to actually contend with that. And there's another nuke going down over here at the natural expansion, well, the previously natural expansion, I suppose you could call this the main now. But that nuke goes down here, takes out some of the Nexus as well. And that is definitely a dead Nexus. If he can take out some of these probes, he'll be in a beautiful position. Taking out a lot of those probes there, and the extra nuke is now gone down, taking out some of the gateways there, and another one is just on the way here, trying to take out some of those probes before they can escape. And this nuke may, in fact, take out these gateways. It does indeed. There you go. The Nexus is now sitting in a little bit of trouble, and another nuke going down. This is a nuke frenzy. It's like that other game I just cast just recently with Bosnick and Avillo, which was an absolutely huge game with nukes all over the place. And a Ghost just utilizing this high ground, which is just fantastic from Kangwook, just putting down these nukes from the high ground to make sure that his Ghost cannot be spotted or killed. Putting this down, these 3 pylons, and the cannon will definitely die. In fact, only just two of the pylons and the cannon will go down. The Twilight Council is now in jeopardy, of course, as well. DT's meanwhile trying to clean up the gold expansion. Kenshin trying to look for some way to get back into this game. He has tech strewn out all over the place. It's like he's played chess and someone's just thrown the board all over the place. That is exactly what it looks like for the moment. He is just everywhere at the moment. But just over here in the base of Kangwook, we do see that he is up 65 workers to 21 of Kenshin. So Kenshin is in an absolutely terrible position at the moment. He's now getting sieged up by these siege tanks. They're going to go down to these DTs who are doing a valiant job. These DTs currently sitting on around about 5 kills each, so they're going to be in a beautiful position. Another nuke going down. The Ghosts are going to be spotted here with that observer on the high ground. Ghost actually has to cancel the nuclear launch because the Stalkers are having a little bit of a fun time. It's like a shooting gallery over here, but the nuke finds a position, a little bit of a sweet spot where the Stalkers can't get to, and he's going to put the nuke down. This will probably, I think that'll take down that pylon. I'm feeling I'm becoming a bit of a nuclear physicist with the moment with all these nukes going down. I can tell exactly what's going to happen. No, it actually just misses that pylon, but Kenshin doing a good job trying to stay in this game. If he can perhaps get some sort of break from these nuclear attacks. It's like being in a nuclear storm or something like that, with nukes just raining down everywhere. Kangwook, meanwhile, just mining out the map in every single position possible. Got island expansion, nuclear bomb going down there on the pylon. Takes it out finally. That cybernetics core is not in a good shape at all. If you call that cybernetics a bad name, it'll probably explode. That is how fragile it is at the moment. Kenshin is not done yet. He has this expansion here for the the moment. He's probably going to come up here and attempt to take this natural back, or maybe even the main. No, it's sort of bad mineral positions for all of those bases. In fact, the only way he could really expand is to the gold here, or perhaps through the back door, or not really the back door, but the island, the sort of semi-island expansion down there to the side. But what he's going to do for the moment is use up some of those minerals, perhaps come down here to this expansion. Sorry, I'm losing all my words. And see if he can take out this one here. Another nuke going down. The cybernetics core is definitely dead this time. The ghost is not going to be counted at all. Another drop coming in here from Kangwook. He's got 4 medevacs currently, not all filled up, but there's definitely a lot to contend with there. The nuke finally going down there. The medevacs are having to run off to the side to hide from those stalkers, because the stalkers were definitely on the case in that situation. But meanwhile, Kangwook is just massively bolstering up his army. The Ghost attempting to launch another nuke, but just a little bit too close for comfort there. Actually, just coming out to the side, the Stalkers were able to walk up to that cliff, and they were in beautiful position. But let's keep an eye on what this drop is going to do. It looks as if he's going to do a double-pronged attack. He's going to have one coming up here to this expansion, going to take down these extra pylons that were just sitting in the middle of nowhere, and then he may go in for the kill. He does have a lot of bioforces here. He's got a lot of EMPs to use. These units, do keep in mind, have 1-1, so they have a bit of armor there and a bit of extra damage in their funky little guns. And in fact, it looks as if Kangwook is going to try and take the gold expansion underneath the nose of Kenshin, and this is just not looking good for Kenshin at all. So we'll see if he has any way to come back. A couple of nukes are going down here from Kenshin. It looks like defensive nukes, 3 defensive nukes in fact. 2 of the ghosts going down. There is 1 ghost left over. One of them gets cancelled. Looks like they're going to try and retreat, but they're going to hit right in the path of the nukes. Bam! And in fact, I think that sentry got away with a quick death to the units there, as opposed to the nukes. But DTs are going to be once again the bane of Kangwook's army. It looks as if he will not be able to scan for the moment, but that actually should not be too much of a problem, given that he just has to take down a couple of these pylons, and then all of the production of Kenshin is gone. And as we can see, he's just running riot through this base here. DTs are still doing a great job of pushing through here and just ripping up these units when they have the time to bump into them and smash them apart with their little farmer's scythes that they have. But they are just a little bit too slow for actually keeping a lot of the base from being destroyed. All of those pylons, one of the gateways going down, and it looks as if we may have a Nexus in fact going down here for Kenshin. The DTs actually do finally get onto the Ghosts, and the Ghosts go down with a couple of shots left over for those Ghosts, and it looks as if a couple of suicidal Marines are going to run in here and do the rest of the job there, taking down that Nexus. Kenshin quickly rebuilding and not afraid of anything. The fact that he's behind by 4 bases essentially to his 1 measly base. In fact, have a look at this. We actually have a total. Let's just count them all up. Where's Mr. Count Dracula? Because we actually have a total of 12 ghost facilities here at the moment. Ghost academies, I don't care what they're called. 3 nukes going down here for Kangwook. He's going to put this down. This is going to destroy this Dark Shrine, of course. Takes out the Observer as well. In fact, that Dark Shrine surviving somehow. A couple more nukes are going to go down as well. There are some ghosts just sitting off to the side. They're just having a field day, dropping nukes all over the place. And there it goes. And I would say this is going to be the end here for Kenshin. He does have an expansion down here to the gold. 1 lonely DT just sitting out here to protect this one. This is not going to survive too long. I'm not really sure what Kenshin's plan is here. This could be the Jackie Chan of DTs, but I really don't think it's actually going to survive. Look at the supply there. We actually have Kenshin on 9 supply with no pylons. In fact, has he got any pylons at all? No, he doesn't. He's got these DTs, and that's about it. But in fact, have a look. He actually has this expansion down here. Somehow it got through those destructible debris without Kangwook noticing, but this one lonely DT, he's gonna have to do a very, very big job to take out the rest of this this map for Kenshin. But it looks as if he's gonna take out one of the ghosts perhaps just before. No, he's not. He's gonna have to succumb to a couple more nukes. But we do see that Kenshin trying to do what he can, but obviously it's in a very terrible position for him. If he does come back from something like this, you would probably have to crown him the king of StarCraft 2, because this is just a very, very terrible position. As you can see, this Nexus only half done. Kangwook hasn't actually spotted it yet. Very interested that he hasn't actually noticed that. I'm a bit surprised that he's going into this base here, given that he knows that obviously the destructible debris is actually there, so it's not actually going to do give him any sort of position to work with. But either way, Kenshin has now just about got this Nexus done. You would assume he's going to try and chrono out as many probes as he can to try and come back into the game. But Kangwook currently sitting here. Let's have a quick look at the stats. 1 harvester to 62. We have, oh, there we go. We got some BM, in fact. We got such a noob. That was confusing. Blah, 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 blah. A scan going down on this final base. And Kangwook just having a fun time here. Kenshin just doing the generic sort of BM here, where you tell someone that you're bad, even though you've succumbed to ridiculous amounts of nukes. And obviously, with all these Ghost Academies here, there is no shortage of nukes at all. 3 harvesters to 62. In fact, Kangwook actually has more Ghost Academies than Kenshin actually has probes for the moment. That's quite an interesting feat of endurance there for Kangwook. He's done a great job putting down nukes all over the place. There are around about 6 nukes going down here. Yes, there are. There's 6 nukes all going down there. How is that being spotted? Is there a... Oh, there's one ghost that's actually not cloaked, so that guy may actually go down. Puts them all down. There you go. And that is the game. Brilliant play there by Kangwook, doing a fantastic job, just controlling the map with a lot of nuclear play there, of course, being very, very fun to watch, obviously with very interesting putting down command centers all over the map, taking the whole map, but just doing a great job initially with those couple of nukes that he actually put him way in front. And then that defensive nuke that protected his base. Obviously, we can see. Do we see? Yeah, there's a little bit of the casualties here of the casualty of the nuke. One of these, a couple of these racks actually a bit low on health. The reactor over there as well. But just a fantastic job by Kangwook to keep Kenshin in check the entire game. So I hope you guys enjoyed that one. A little bit of a nuclear frenzy there, but we'll see you guys next time. Cheers.